I think that being in Mumbai is a privilege. People in Mumbai are good people. I feel politicians of Maharashtra, the media of Maharashtra, they were, sadly it's changing slightly now, progressive people. So I think somewhere I am grateful to this ecosystem, which has allowed me to transition from a very corporate, very simple middle class life into a public figure. But it's not so easy for the rest of the country. It's not so easy for most of the people.
Hello and welcome to one more episode of In Conversation. Today we have Aam Aadmi Party Mumbai President Preeti Sharma Menon with us. We'll talk about what really is the vision for AAP for Mumbai. Welcome ma'am to In Conversation. AAP is contesting BMC elections. You have announced it and there is a strategy in place. So what does Mumbai today currently need?
So Mumbai is a city of dreams for many people. But if you actually walk the streets of Mumbai, it's a nightmare. It's difficult to navigate anything here, from roads to toilets to finding medical care to getting good education. Everything is a challenge in this city. And Aam Aadmi Party has made a very detailed policy on every aspect of Mumbai, some of which may not be the purview of the BMC. But for us, our basic issues remain the same across the country. So there is Sehat, which is health. Healthcare in Mumbai is abysmal. There is no primary healthcare. Only 4 major hospitals are there where everybody flocks to, where one of them is state government and 3 are BMC. Education, we are shutting down BMC schools every day. There are less than 2.5 lakh people left in BMC schools.
I would still feel roads are still elitist looking at people who have cars and all that. What about commute? I mean, there is a big issue with the way people commute in the city, and people live in these far-flung suburbs. They come to the south part of the city to work, they go to other commercial areas. That is itself a huge problem, especially during monsoon, during times like that. How do you actually look at solving the commute issues of the city?
So the tragedy of Mumbai is that our commute issues cannot be solved by the BMC alone. It requires state and central intervention. What we require more than anything else is doubling, tripling of the local train traffic, because that is the lifeline of Mumbai, which hasn't happened despite numerous pleas to the central government. So that is one big problem that we have. But when we talk about roads, we're talking about commute itself. We are not saying that it is an elitist problem by people who are driving cars. In fact, they don't feel the potholes. It is the people who are on two-wheelers and who travel in auto rickshaw drivers and buses who feel the potholes. It is the people who are driving hath gadis and tempos and small three-wheelers for transport who feel the potholes. Today, there are so many people working in the delivery system, in the entire logistics industry. Almost every 30-year-old has a back problem. Almost every 30-year-old at least once has had an accident which has caused him to put rods and steel inside his body. So the potholes are a serious life-threatening issue. And as a part of this commute issue is the services of BST. Now BST is an incredible institution which they are trying so hard to sell. They are contracting it out to private players and they are selling BST depots to builders instead of using them maybe as parking spaces or other commercial hubs which would benefit the people. No, they're selling it outright. So as Aam Aadmi Party, we are totally against it. We feel BST has to be strengthened. There are so many cities in the world where transport is free. Here, if they have to give a 1,000 rupees subsidy to BST, they make such a brouhaha about it, whereas their budget is 50,000 crores. They have an FD of 90,000 crores. That's every year we're talking about 50,000 crores, and they won't give 1,000 crores for BST to sustain itself when it is the lifeline. So we need to work on last mile connectivity. We are going to strengthen BST. We are going to encourage e-vehicles where 3-wheelers are concerned. Mumbai has to transition. Our auto rickshaws have to transition from being dependent on natural gases to being dependent on electricity. So there's a lot of work to be done in this area, and we hope we get the opportunity.
So when I mean elitist, I don't mean really elitist for people who are traveling. What I mean by is that do we need like a coastal road or do we need more metro?
Absolutely.
Is my question.
We need metro, we need local trains, we need BST, last mile connectivity. The coastal road is definitely an elitist project. I mean, I cannot even fathom the cost that it is working out at. BMC was supposed to pay for 10 kilometers of the coastal road and they were going to pay 12,900 crores for it. That means 1,290 crores per kilometer. That's the most expensive road in the world. We need coastal waterways. And a lot has to be done in the transport of Mumbai. I mean, sadly, we are the neglected people.
But also, tell me one thing, with Mumbai, people look at it as a city which never sleeps. And there's a lot of talk, say, about Aditya Thackeray also speaking about saying having a 24-hour nightlife. So would you think that is something Mumbai requires, or you think that's not a priority?
It's definitely not a priority. Our priority is there aren't enough toilets in the city. Okay, our priority is that there is no healthcare in the city. But it's not something that we must dismiss. If it is a place which is aspirational for all of India, and if it can function 24/7, we should encourage it. Our Delhi government has allowed a lot of enterprises to keep much later hours than they were allowed earlier. And I think that there is no harm in doing that.
That's the model they want to emulate. Rather than Delhi, the places
Absolutely.
are open all through the night. Why not in Mumbai?
I don't think there's any harm in it, but what we will need to do is we will need to consolidate infrastructure to enable such kind of 24/7 operations. So we need to have better transport, we need to have better safety, we need to have good CCTV systems across the city, which are, it's not possible to man the city 24 hours. I mean, our police forces as it is overworked. So therefore, there has to be other infrastructure built, and it's a healthy concept. I don't think there's anything wrong in it, but it's definitely not a priority. We are a city that's burning, crumbling under the weight of the garbage that we have. So there are lots of other issues which probably need more focus.
The more we speak about climate change, Preeti, we see what's happening to our city. I mean, pollution was not an agenda. We never thought about pollution in this city. But this year, 2023, has a year where everybody in Mumbai has been speaking about pollution, has been experiencing it. What do you think needs to be done to actually protect our citizens against such pollution?
Mumbai is so blessed. We have the Arabian Sea. And whenever you're a coastal city, the sea takes care of your pollution. It kind of drives it away from you. Despite that, we were the most polluted city in India in the last month at various points of time, and our AQI levels were poorer than Delhi. They were poorer than many of the landlocked cities that are there in India. Speaks volumes on how we have done nothing to address this problem. We still haven't moved out a number of industries that should go out of here. We are still planning cement plants, and we are planning other activities within Mumbai which should not happen within a city zone, especially a city which is so scarce on land. We have no land expansion possible. And there is no control on any kind of pollution. Main problem is that BMC is not taking disposal of garbage and sewage seriously. Until that happens, there's going to be no control. I mean, our rivers, we didn't even know rivers existed. We thought of them as nalas, but they're actually rivers. So pollution is becoming a huge problem. Now, where the RA car shed is, that is the Mithi River's floodplain. They're building the car shed there. That's 30 acres of land that they've taken. And they're building the car shed on that. So the Mithi River, when it floods, it can't use that as a floodplain. It's going to go down and it's going to drown us. Right? There's no other option. The water will come, the rain will come, from the hills it will come right down in the Mithi River. It's going to, and it did in the past few years, because they landfilled that place. They had not even started the construction. Just the landfill caused so many areas around Goregaon, Jogeshwari, Kandivali, everywhere to flood. I mean, there was a time when I think 100 auto rickshaws in a parking lot just got submerged. So pollution is now no longer some esoteric topic that we are discussing. It's life threatening. It's killing us. There are normal good people walking on the road who fall inside manholes and die in the rain, because open manholes are a normal thing. We just jump across them and go, and we never question why is the manhole open. Why is the BMC, which is the world's, Asia's largest corporation, richest corporation, not able to put manholes? So pollution is something which is very, very life-threatening, and sadly we have a government in place which does not care about pollution at all. It is not their priority. Land grab is their only priority, and now they've started attacking the mangroves. They're already attacking RA. I think that being in Mumbai is a privilege. People in Mumbai are good people. I feel politicians of Maharashtra, the media of Maharashtra, they were, sadly it's changing slightly now, progressive people. So I think somewhere I am grateful to this ecosystem, which has allowed me to transition from a very corporate, very simple middle class life into a public figure. But it's not so easy for the rest of the country. It's not so easy for most of the people. I think I thank my stars that I came into a party where one can be safe at any point of time. Whether we are working in the middle of the night or middle of the day in a remote place or in the middle of the city, I feel safe with my colleagues. I feel respected. Sadly, that's not true for the country. It's very difficult for women in public life to navigate and to deal with patriarchal people. It's very difficult for them in terms of safety, and most people are content to give the women a role as Mahila Wing president. Aam Aadmi Party is the only party in Mumbai that has ever had a Mumbai Pradesh president which is a woman.
Well, more power to you, ma'am. Thank you so much for your time here.
Thank you so
for
much.
coming
It
to
was a
Freeport.
pleasure being with you. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.